Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to Duncan Castle's, Man United enter Lionel Messi race and consider sensational late offer to pip PSG. Messi recently said his goodbyes to Barcelona and he's refused to confirm his deal to PSG is done. He said that PSG have offered Messi a 2 or 3 year contract worth 25 million. Messi is available on a free transfer. Now, not so long ago, Barcelona announced that Messi left because of financial and structural obstacles. Being a free agent since the 1st of July, Messi was expected to sign a new 5-year contract with Barcelona and his wages were going to be reduced by 50%. Messi endured 21 years with Barcelona and he scored 672 goals. He won 34 trophies with Barcelona. Of course, he's won 6 Ballon d'Ors. He's regarded as the best player in the world. He's 34 years of age. Messi put a transfer request in last summer. I thought he was going to leave then. It'd be good though to see Messi experience the Premier League. I can't see Manchester United getting him. Now, you know the news on Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. Foot Mercato have said today that PSG are set to make a move for Camavinga. Man United make serious push for Camavinga. Rennes sporting director has confirmed that Camavinga is leaving Rennes. The coach also admitted that Camavinga will be leaving. Eduardo Camavinga's agent Jonathan Barner is pushing him towards Man United, but he prefers PSG. He's also keen on a move to Real Madrid. Rennes are prepared to sell Camavinga for 25.7 million. His current contract at Rennes expires next year. A few weeks ago, Fabrizio Romano came out and said that Man United had direct contact with Eduardo Camavinga. He mentioned that Man United love him and were interested in him. He's made 82 appearances for Rennes in all competitions. On my last video, I gave you the news on Antoine Griezmann. Man United are ready to make a move for Griezmann soon. Barcelona reportedly desperate to sell players after losing Messi. Griezmann is on around 32 million a year at Barcelona. Barcelona got Griezmann for €120 million. He's the fifth most expensive player of all time. He's got a contract with Barcelona until 2024. He's made 71 appearances in La Liga for Barcelona. So far, Griezmann has spent the entire of his career in Spain. Because before Barcelona he was at Atletico Madrid. He endured 5 years with them, and before then he was at Real Sociedad. We nearly got Griezmann when he was at Atletico Madrid, but the reason we didn't get him is because Atletico Madrid got a transfer ban at that time. Griezmann would be a good adequate replacement for Anthony Martial. Griezmann, he's very good with his left foot, he can score good goals, he's versatile as well, and he's highly experienced. So it would be good to see Griezmann come and experience the Premier League. Kieran Trippier to Manchester United. He's off, as Diego Dalot impresses in pre-season. So we've made a U-turn now on Dalot. Looks like he's staying at Manchester United. Arsenal have made their move for Kieran Trippier. To replace Hector Bellerin. Man United have been unable to agree a fee with Atletico Madrid for Trippier. Well, Marca said the other day that Man United had taken the initiative to sign Trippier, and one report claimed that Man United will get a deal done for Kieran Trippier, as details emerged over the personal terms. Sky Sports said Atletico Madrid want £34 million. We've already had 2 offers rejected for him. Now, the other week it said Trippier expects any Man United move to materialise towards the end of the window. Trippier arranged for his family to relocate back to Manchester, and it said Man United already have a Kieran Trippier transfer agreement. Not so long ago, Fabrizio Romano said that the Kieran Trippier situation is still quiet, and it said Man United are looking to sort out Dalot's future. By the looks of things, we've sorted out Dalot's future. We went in for Trippier back in January, but we culled our interest because Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. I want us to get him in though, because Trippier will provide competition for Wan-Bissaka. Plus he's highly experienced and he's proven in the Premier League. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for Kieran Trippier from Tottenham back in 2019. His current contract at Atletico Madrid expires next year. Solskjaer's priority now though is to get a midfielder on the board. And we've been linked with a lot of midfielders. Solskjaer has been pleased with our transfer business this summer. Man United have made 3 signings so far in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Heaton in on a 3 from Aston Villa. We brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, and we brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid. And we've almost spent £120 million so far in this summer transfer window. Now, Solskjaer recently spoke out on Man United's transfer plans before deadline, Solskjaer said any more signings would be a bonus for Man United as we are now into the final 3 weeks of the summer transfer window. But Man United are enjoying a very good summer transfer window because Solskjaer is getting the players he wants to recommend in, plus he's getting the backing he deserves. Because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. Like I've said, our owners, the Glazers, are backing him, surprisingly. Woodward had said several times before that he'll back Solskjaer, and when was enduring them bad periods, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe. Woodward recently sent a transfer warning to Solskjaer saying that he's got to offload some players to get more signings on the board. Woodward has been at Manchester United for 16 years. We know that Woodward is leaving, but Woodward has been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time because Woodward was obviously accountable for how poor our recruitment was for such a long time, plus we've overpaid for players in recent years. This summer transfer window has been Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. Solskjaer recently talked up Man United's title hopes. He knows the pressure is on, and he made an admission saying that Man City are the favourites, but the title race is open. Can Man United win the Premier League this season? I'm not too sure. I certainly think with the signings of Varane and Sancho, they can turn us into title contenders. But Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. But like I said, this season is absolutely massive for Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that because Solskjaer has got big expectations to exceed, and a lot of United fans feel as though that the expectations are far too big for him. He's certainly got to win a trophy this season because he's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. This is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. It's very imperative that we start off the season strongly. But you know what? I think we've got a very, very good squad now with the signings of Varane and Sancho. I still thought our squad was decent before Sancho and Varane came in. You've got Jadon Sancho. I think he's going to be a very, very good player for Man United, providing that Solskjaer uses him right. Like I said to you on my last video, Jadon Sancho completed his first training session at Carrington today. There's a good chance Sancho will be making his debut for Man United against Leeds on Saturday. Sancho to Man United was confirmed on the 23rd of July. We got Sancho in a deal worth £78 million. We paid £73 million up front, so there was like £5 million in add-ons. Sancho signed a contract until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. But at Man United, I'm convinced he'll replicate what he did in his 4 years with Borussia Dortmund. Plus, Sancho knows Harry Maguire well, he knows Shaw well, Bissaka well. He's got a very good friendship with Rashford, which is also beneficial. Raphael Varane, he's a very, very good centre-half. He's going to do well at Manchester United. Raphael Varane to Man United will be official on Wednesday. Raphael Varane was recently training in quarantine in his back garden in Manchester ahead of his medical. Varane's visa was recently processed. Varane is our third signing of this summer transfer window. The other week, Varane posted a farewell message to Real Madrid. And the other week, Man United confirmed that they'd reached an agreement with Real Madrid to sign Raphael Varane. Both clubs agreed an initial fee of 34 million, rises up to 43 million with add-ons. Varane will sign a 4-year contract with the club with an option of a 5th year. I think it's that. And I think Varane should get given that number 4 shirt. And we've doubled Raphael Varane's wages to £250,000 a week. But he will exceed expectations in the Premier League, and I think at Man United he'll replicate what he did in his years he was with Real Madrid. What a fantastic centre-back partnership that is, Varane and Harry Maguire. Tom Heaton, he seems a decent goalkeeper. Obviously he is a backup. Tom Heaton did well throughout pre-season, to his credit. He was very vocal. We got Tom Heaton on the free transfer from Villa. He signed a contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. Dean Henderson, he's a very, very good goalkeeper. He did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. And Dean Henderson's got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's had other loan spells before, and before the start of last season he signed a 6-year contract with Man United. Dean Henderson's missing the start of this season because he's recovering from COVID. I still highly rate David De Gea, despite him making a lot of mistakes in the last couple of years. A few years ago, De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. He's won everything domestically at the football club. He's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions, and there you go. But De Gea's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us. De Gea has been with us since the Ferguson era, so he's been a long servant. De Gea's staying at Manchester United because quite a few weeks ago it said that De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place, and De Gea said he's determined to fight for his future, and it said De Gea was set for talks with Solskjaer over his future after the Euros, but at one point it said De Gea could have been loaned out this season by Man United to make room in the goalkeeping department. De Gea is on $375,000 a week at Man United. That is a substantial amount. Luke Shaw, he's a very, very good left back. Last season, Luke Shaw was our best player by far. He's been at Manchester United over 7 years now, so he's been a long-serving player, and I reckon he's had a good career at the club despite the injuries he has sustained. Luke Shaw's been our first choice left back for a while, and he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Tellez. And to Shaw's credit, he did well throughout the Euros for England. Harry Maguire, decent centre-half. He's had his good games at Man United. He's also had his bad games. Maguire was a big miss for us towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. He did well for England during the Euros. But I think we'll get the best out of Maguire now, with obviously Varane going alongside him. We overpaid for Harry Maguire. We got him for £80 million from Leicester. Eric Bailly, he's a decent centre-half. But my element of concern about him is injury prone, so in that aspect, he's a liability. Towards the end of last season, Bailly signed a new contract with Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year. Bailly's future is in doubt following the arrival of Varane, but I'd still keep Bailly as a backup. So if Varane or Maguire get injured, then Bailly is the plan B. Bailly's been with us over 5 years now. Got him from Villarreal back in 2016 for 30 million. And Wan-Bissaka, I think he's a very, very good right back. Bissaka is one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. Defensively, he's always been superb. And Wan-Bissaka, though, has got to show more attacking intent. This season is massive for Wan-Bissaka, really is. Got him for 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. You know, Paul Pogba, good player. Produced some very good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury. Looks like Pogba is now staying at Manchester United, because Pogba to PSG is now off. PSG are obviously close to signing Messi. Not so long ago, Pochettino played down PSG's interest in Pogba because Pochettino got quizzed on Paul Pogba's transfer from Man United again. He says PSG were willing to offer 45 million for Pogba, and not so long ago Pogba was discussing the personal terms with PSG. And PSG have already held talks with Pogba's representatives. It said PSG were the favourites to sign him. Solskjaer recently revealed that he had positive talks with Pogba regarding his future. Pogba's in no hurry to sort out his future, and it said from the Telegraph last week that Pogba will start the season with Man United, then he'll make a decision about his future before the 31st of August. Not so long ago, Pogba rejected a new contract at Man United, didn't he? And Sky Sports said Pogba is increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract. Pogba's current contract expires next year. But Sky Sports said not so long ago that Pogba can see a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. It said Man United must pay Pogba 15 million in wages to sell up. Fabrizio Romano said though, there's big chances that Pogba stays at Man United this summer, and we're confident in extending his contract, and Man United stars have been working hard to persuade Pogba to stay. I think if we were to sell Pogba this summer, we'd want at least £63 million. McTominay, he's a decent player. He's still young, he's got a lot of development in him, there's still probably things McTominay's got to learn. The question is, can McTominay emulate that level where I want him to be at? Been part of the club for a long time. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Man United. Donny van der Beek's a good player, but to be honest with you, I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United at the moment. Yeah, he did very, very well against Everton at the weekend. His movement was good. He was tenacious in his play. And I think there's a good chance Van der Beek will start against Leeds on Saturday. Van der Beek only started, 4 games in the league last season. Most of his appearances come from the bench. He has been subjected to transfer speculation, but I think Van der Beek is going to be staying with us now for this season. Solskjaer said he hopes Van der Beek hits the ground running. That's when he did return to pre-season training. You know, we got Van der Beek for 40 million from Ajax last year. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. And he's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles. So I'm hopeful Van der Beek gets a lot more starts this season. I really, really am. You've got Bruno Fernandes, that's also very good. He's one of our best players and he's one of the best signings we have made since Ferguson retired. In most of Fernandes' games he's been very, very consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. Fernandes has been with us now over a year and a half. He has been with us over a year and a half. Last season won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Romano said at one point that Man United are looking at a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. Towards the end of last season it said we was willing to double Bruno Fernandes' wages to £200,000 a week. You know, Mason Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. But at one point he went a while without scoring. Greenwood's score against Everton at the weekend came from an error from Jordan Pickford. Edison Cavani's made an impact since he's come in. I'm glad he's staying for this season, but obviously he's going to leave after this season, Cavani. That's why Man United have got to get a striker on the board. Rashford is good when he wants to be, but there's aspects of his game that have got to improve because Rashford's endured his bad periods at Man United and he's become injury prone, which is a concern. Rashford's out until October with a shoulder injury because, don't forget, Rashford decided to have surgery on his shoulder. We do need to keep Rashford out on that left hand side because that's where he seems to be more effective. Rashford's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. So there you go. And these some players at Man United that are not good enough to represent the club. You know, Martial isn't good enough. As you all know, Man United are ready to sell Martial for around 50 million. Inter Milan want him to replace Romelu Lukaku. Everton are also keen. Juan Mata, he's no longer good enough. Juan Mata's too old anyway and he's lost that yard of pace. Doesn't really get in our 11, Juan Mata. Don't think he's going to be leaving this summer because he extended his contract with Man United till June 2022, so he signed a 1-year deal. Don't think Lingard's good enough, even though he did well throughout pre-season. Andres Pereira, he did well throughout pre-season, but again, don't think he's good enough. Matic isn't good enough. Fred isn't good enough. Lindelof isn't good enough. So there you go. But yeah, I'm expecting to see quite a few departures by Man United in this summer transfer window. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.